Let's talk about a very important topic. It's time we have a heart-to-heart about people-pleasing. If we haven't met before, I'm Dr. Sarah and I make videos about overcoming people-pleasing, becoming more confident and living the life that you were meant to live. In this video, I'm going to cover 7 signs that you may be a people-pleaser. And listen, I have been there, I've done that, I have got the t-shirt, I've got the whole outfit. I used to be a people pleaser extraordinaire. When I was at university, I was the kind of person who would say yes to covering everyone else's shifts at my part-time job if they needed to take time off. If we had group projects to do, I'd be the person that would take on the lion's share of the work and just accept it. I gave all my time and energy to everyone. I would honestly find myself cutting hours of sleep just to say yes to everything. I really overcommitted myself and I would just find myself feeling overburdened, tired, stressed, resentful. I would go through these periods where I felt burnt out, and then inevitably I'd have to catch up with my studying because I'd get behind. Look, I was 19, 20 at the time. I didn't know any better. I just felt like I wanted to be part of everything and not to miss out. But looking back, I can see that there was more to it than this. I was really trying to do my best to fit in, not to miss out on anything, and really I was people pleasing. And here's the thing with people pleasing, most of us don't even realise that we're doing it. It's a sign of low self-esteem. It's not good for you and it's not good for the people around you either. So today, let's look at 7 signs that you might be a people pleaser as well. Stick around to the end of the video because at the end, I'm going to be sharing something that will be very valuable to you if any of this topic related to you. Number 1, trouble saying no. You're the kind of person who says, I don't mind, you choose to anything, you just let other people decide, because it's easier to let them make the decision and you don't want to do something wrong. Or you say yes to everything, you take on every demand of everyone else because you want to make them feel good and you just forget about your own needs, and you fill up your calendar with things that you don't really want to do because you're scared to say no. Or you do favors for everyone else because you want to appear like the nice person. You don't want to upset anyone, you don't want to ruffle any feathers, and it's easier to say yes than it is to say no. Number 2, feeling like a chameleon. This one really hit hard for me when I realized that I was doing this. I was changing myself to fit in with certain groups of people, changing my own behaviors to mimic the people around me. This is really normal with people with low self-esteem who are people pleasers because we just really want to fit in. This is a sign of low self-esteem, and it's feeling like we don't really know who we are. We don't know how to be when we're around other people. And so it's easier just to slot in with behaving how they are. In my course, Click Into Place, I talk a lot about how to become more confident and to build your self-esteem from the inside out. Not just using charisma tactics to make yourself look more confident on the outside. Actually getting to really know the real you and trust the real you so you can actually feel confident rather than just looking confident to other people. Number 3, and this is one that I know very, very well, over-promising and then getting stressed trying to fulfill those promises. I have been in this position so many times, and even just thinking about it makes me feel stressed. So we do this when we take on too many tasks and too many responsibilities. It can happen when we feel like our worth is tied to other people's approval of us, making ourselves feel like we're only worth something if we're doing things for other people. This just leads to real feelings of resentment and stress and overwhelm. Number 4, self-sacrificing and being a martyr, giving yourself away, doing everything for everyone else, putting yourself last, and in the end feeling resentful and stressed. Do you see a theme here? This can show up as not having any time for yourself, not doing self-care activities, not allowing yourself to do the things that you find enjoyable, saying no to the things that you know you actually want to do just to go along with the crowd or to put everyone else ahead of yourself. Number 5, avoiding conflicts and always being the middleman. Do you find yourself being the person that everyone comes to because you're agreeable, you're nice, but actually it's really overwhelming because you find yourself in the middle of conflict? You might also find yourself constantly apologizing even when things aren't your fault. Number 6, difficulty expressing emotions. And this can be because we don't know what our actual emotions really are when we're a people pleaser because we are so used to putting everyone else above ourselves. Or it can be that we really don't want to express any concern or any negative emotions because we just want to be seen as nice and polite and agreeable to everyone. We can find it hard to put boundaries in place in our lives and to enforce those boundaries and actually say, no, this is not what I'm going to accept and this is what I expect. Those things are really hard when you're a people pleaser. And understanding and having a sense of real confidence is when we feel able to trust ourselves and to know what we really want and to be able to express those things assertively. And if that's something you want to learn how to do for yourself, then I talk about that a lot in the course, and I give you action steps and hold your hand with loads of examples of how to do this in a non-scary way. And number 7, constantly worrying about what other people think of you. Is this something that bothers you? Because this used to be a huge problem in my life. I cannot imagine how much time I've wasted worrying over the years about what other people thought about me. I used to spend time before I went to an event or before I had a conversation pre-rehearsing things over and over again, really worrying about all the different outcomes of certain conversations, worrying before I went to a party about whether or not people would find me interesting, afterwards going home and analysing and questioning what I'd said and what the other person said and whether there was any hidden subtext to what they said to me and how I should perceive that. Just even saying it out loud is really stressful. This is such a huge time and energy suck, worrying about what other people think about us. Now listen, it's a valid concern. We want to fit in, we want to be liked, we want to be trusted by other people. But quite honestly, it is none of our business. Realistically, we don't have that much influence over whether or not someone's going to like us. And it doesn't really matter. What they think of you is none of your concern. And there's that quote that is, you can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there will still always be someone who doesn't like peaches. Here's the thing about being a people pleaser. Ultimately, it's an unhealthy coping mechanism. It's a way of us trying to find some control in the world and to control other people's feelings about us, to make us feel liked and wanted and accepted, to get approval from other people. It's a series of behaviours that we develop through our lives to deal with whatever we've been through, the people that we've met, the experiences we've had. But listen, those things served us at the time. We might have been through a difficult period in our lives that we needed to develop coping mechanisms like this to help us get through whatever we needed to get through. But we can recognize that those things aren't serving us anymore. And we can be grateful that we developed the skills to be able to cope with those stressful situations. But we can also learn and grow and move on from those kind of behaviors and stop the people pleasing. Because now it's time to step up and live the life that you really deserve. People pleasing is such a waste of time and energy. It really is tiring living this way, isn't it? It's time to stop living like a chameleon and to really understand who the real you is. Get to know what you like, what you want from life. It is time to stop saying yes to everyone else's needs and wants and ignoring your own. It's time to learn to stand up for yourself and to stand up for what you believe in and to know how to set boundaries in your life about what you will and won't accept. And if all of that sounds like something you want to do, then I have good news for you, my friend. In the description box below, I have a link to my course, Click Into Place. And the idea of this course is that you feel like your life is clicking into place, that things are coming into alignment for you, that you're really understanding who you are, knowing what you like, knowing what your purpose in life is, knowing how you want to spend your time, the people you want to surround yourself with, and to stop people pleasing and to finally live a life that you were meant to live. Check that out in the description box below. And in the meantime, I think you are going to absolutely love this video on how to make decisions on anything in life. So check that out right here. See you next time. Bye.